Today we are talking about women supporting each other and how that matters so much to our sense of self-worth. Not only supporting each other, but other people supporting us as well. Welcome back to your Emotional Support Podcast. I'm your host, Noelle, and today we are talking about a subject that is so important to all of us. It is women supporting other women and why it matters now more than ever. I wrote a blog post about a year ago about water parks, taking vacation to water parks as a mother. And basically what the whole gist of the blog post was that it was like one of the best vacations I ever had because I did not feel any judgment about the way that I looked or, what swimsuit I was wearing or how I looked in my swimsuit or what I looked like when I sat down, stood up, swam, rode a water slide, whatever. Like it was just so good. I just felt so free to just really have the best time with my family. And that just got me kind of thinking because we did the same vacation again this year when we just got back. And it just kind of made me think like I need to talk about that again. And I think that it just goes to show you like how good we feel about ourselves when we have other women who are not only not judging us, but supporting us and lifting us up. So, really that's what this episode is about. Like, what if we just decided today that we are not in a competition with each other, that we are like in this sisterhood together, and that we just get to rely on each other and support each other. I think it's so huge. I couldn't do life without my girlfriends. And so that's what this episode is about. So anyway, why is support among women so powerful? Well, basically, it's the emotional strength of community, right? We as women thrive when we feel supported, when we feel a connection. I don't know, I'm not a man, so I cannot speak to the male perspective of this, but I know that as a woman, I just feel so powerful when I have other women who are supporting me and behind me and rallying for me and cheering me on. One of the best things that happened to me lately was, I quit my job at the school and decided to go do random stuff on my own. And my support system, even though it was at the school and they were sad that they were going to lose me, I knew they supported me and that they wanted me to do what was best for me. And that is what allowed me to be able to do that. It's just so powerful. And I hate that we think that we have to compete with each other because we don't. There's literally room for all of us at the table. And if not, then one of us will build a bigger one because we can do anything as women. We can build shit, okay? And it's just I feel like we are in such a different place than even our moms, but especially our grandmas who were basically they couldn't really have much of a voice. My grandma had to quit her job when she got married, right? Because a teacher could not be married, which I think is the most effed up thing ever. But anyway, so we've come a long way, but we really have farther to go, obviously, with things that are happening in the world right now. But anyway, I digress. We need to celebrate each other. That's, I guess, all I'm saying is instead of being silent, we need to celebrate each other because that will help us all go so far. So what gets in the way? What gets in the way of us being able to support each other? And it's this internal misogyny. It's the queen bee syndrome. It's having to be the main character. And I don't know like, I feel like that comes from so many places, and a lot of it is like a societal pressure that we are supposed to compete with each other, which is such BS. And I wish that that wasn't there. But it's like that comparison and jealousy that you get from like social media and just, I mean, even I think like growing up and even watching TV, like I compared myself to the people that I saw in any kind of media. We didn't have social media growing up, so it was like magazines and on TV and all of that stuff in the movies. And I think it's just learned behavior from systems that pit women against each other. And I think I'm going to talk about this in an upcoming episode about marriage as a social construct. But that idea that like we have to be partnered up to be worthy, I think that's either the next episode or the one after that. But it's coming. But like that societal norm has made it so that we as women feel like we have to compete against each other just for like a man's attention, because if we're not coupled up, then we're not good enough. And I think that that goes so deep, and that's why I'm doing a whole nother episode on that. But, I mean, that's where some of this comes from, okay? We just have to remember that, like, we're not in competition with each other. We are doing just great, and we should be building each other up. No one is trying to steal your sparkle, okay? We should be just throwing glitter at each other all day long. Which reminds me of this thing that was like trendy a couple years ago at my middle school, were like glitter bombs, and it was one of my favorite things. I'm sure the custodians hated it, but the girls would just like, people would just walk around with like glitter in their pockets and then just like, boom, glitter bomb. Amazing. Anyway, I think we should bring those back. So how do we build each other up besides glitter bombs? Because I think that can get messy and then people get mad because it gets in their eyes and stuff. But when your friends win, like, celebrate it. When an acquaintance wins, celebrate it. Okay, be loud about it. Let them know that you are excited for them. Check in on your people. Okay, just even small texts, any kind of emotional support, any kind of showing up that you can do is supporting your people. And advocate for your people when they're not around, okay? Like, if somebody's talking about them, or it doesn't even have to be like talking bad about them, but just like if their name comes up, let those people know how amazing that other person is. And then just don't gossip. Like, I feel like that's just, we all should know that already. Just turn it around, maybe. Turn it into gratitude or admiration or something like that. Instead of like talking crap about people, let's just talk about how much we think each other are rocking it. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, if you wouldn't say something to somebody's face, don't say it behind their back. Like, I mean, this goes back to second grade, people. All right, so how does this impact our self-worth? When you support others, you boost your own self-worth, right? You are making other people feel good, and that in turn makes you feel good. It's kind of like a couple episodes ago when I talked about how helping other people helps you. Same thing, when you support others, it makes you feel good. But then also you're modeling what that support looks like, and so then other people can see how to support you in return. When you are supporting others, you stop looking sideways and like looking at other people, and you start looking inward on like, hey, how can I be better? How can I do better? And then just as a general rule, lifting people up is healing for everyone, okay? There's no downside to it, because if they don't appreciate it, who cares? That doesn't stop you from doing what you're doing. You can support other people and have it not necessarily be recognized, right? It's the same thing that we talked about when we talked about helping others. You can rock it and you can support someone else and feel good about that. regardless of the outcome or the admiration or anything like that. So the biggest takeaways is just, do it for other people, but also do it for you. Support each other for everyone, including yourself. Okay? So if you are listening, I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about this podcast. I know that I do have a few listeners who seem to listen every week, which I love. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, because I really do appreciate it. But I'd love to know what you like. What do you think is going well? What do you think is not going well? I would love to hear from you. You can either email me, or you can leave a message on my webpage, I think, or comment through whatever your listening platform is. I would love to hear your feedback. What could I do differently? What topics would you like to hear about? Is there anything that you're struggling with that you're like, man, I really wish that Noelle would talk about this or that? I would love to hear that. I have all these ideas, but they're just mine, right? I don't know if they're helping anyone or not. I would love to know if there's something that you would like for me to talk about. Okay, so your homework for this week is, who is one woman in your life that you could hype up today or this week? Okay, think about that and think about ways that you could extra support her, and maybe try that out. All right. I forgot to look up a tip for today. Let me think of one. Let's see. So today's tip that you didn't ask for but definitely need, let's remember not to compete but to connect. Okay? It's kind of lame. I'll do better next time. I promise. It's been crazy with vacations and summer and all that stuff, but no excuses. All right. We're not all perfect, right? Okay. No one is perfect. It's about progress, not perfection. I'll always say that. Okay. I love this. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so glad you're here, and I will see you next week.